Yeah, we didn't play a lot of different defenses, and number one, we wanted to see what we do well and see how hard we could play. I think I heard a little more football than I have in some other scrimmage situations, so that was positive. This will be good to evaluate, good to learn from, and now we've got enough cut-ups of us doing us, so that's real positive too.
Did you have any just overall impressions on what you saw today from your defense?
Well, we didn't tackle well a couple times, which is always something that you, as a coach, and especially on defense, we got to do a better job with that. And that's leverage, and a lot of it is where your help is and where the strength is of the defense or the weakness. But I also think that we made some pretty good physical plays, from a defensive standpoint. I think some of the movement stuff we didn't do a great deal of it. It was a little cleaner, but again, this would be a great evaluation to look at and really make some decisions going into summer and really into May to see where we're at. We've got to get a lot better, I can tell you that, and we got to get a lot more physical, and we've got to really get more of a mentality of how we want to play football.
How important was the film from today for you evaluating going into the fall camp?
No, it's important. There's an evaluation every day. Whatever these guys are doing, we're going to evaluate them from the classroom to social to everything and see how committed we're going to be to each other. Well, I think when you look at those young guys who came in, and Troy's a guy, who has made a lot of progress. He's a good athlete, runs well, loves the game, and that always helps. So I think all those guys have made a progression of, they're better than they were a month ago, but now we got to get a lot better in May and then in June and July.
When you decide on guys position-wise, like he was a guy Helfrich talked about, safety or maybe linebacker.
Well, I think he's a linebacker for sure. I think he's a Sam, and he's got good range, he's got good speed, he's tough, and those are all elements that you like.
It feel good for you to get back on the sideline.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt. It's being around those kids and helping them, motivating them, and for us as a team to play well, you always love that.
Have you gotten a sense of, you've gotten into this, how big a transition this is and maybe where you're at on the spectrum of getting to where you want to be?
Well, the transition from the 2-gap to the 1-gap has taken longer than I would think it would have. And I'm just thinking in myself, if you're going to let me play 1-gap and not take somebody on and mirror step and catch, hell, I'd rather play 1-gap. So it's taken a little bit of a transition, which is understandable. Terminology, all those things were different. But, the kids, I think the last 2 weeks, we were a whole lot better than we were the 2 weeks before.
So it seems like the D was getting to the offense early on, and then the offense started to have some success. Were you changing?
We gave up big plays. I mean, from a physical start, we missed, had a big run. We missed 2 tackles on that run. We didn't fit another run right. But the big plays down the field, you don't want to have. And there were 2 real big plays, and guys were competing and trying to get the ball out. 2 of those were pretty nice plays by a pretty talented young wide receiver.
I lost track of how many sacks there were.
Well, you can't, when you're not hitting a quarterback, it's what it is.
So as spring breaks up and you go into the summer, are you comfortable? Do you feel like you might lose a little sleep at night after the way that these guys have tried to install and bring a new scheme and spring ball?
If you're a coach, you're never comfortable. I mean, that's just not part of what you do because, we got to be better competitors when we come back than we were today, and finishing some things. I was real proud when they knocked on the 1 run down the field on the far sideline. The guy knocked the guy out of bounds, and he gave us a place to play football. Now, we didn't finish on it, but that's the kind of effort that we've been talking about all spring.
Do you have a sense of where you're going to coach position-wise yet, or is that still?
No, not yet. You know, we'll talk about it as a staff. You know, we end so late. You know, all of us are getting ready to get on planes tomorrow morning and go recruit. So, you know, we'll have to do a great job when we get back in June. You know, and I'll have some thoughts, and you know, we'll communicate during the recruiting.
Will this help you recruit the spring game? Be able to go out to talk to the recruits and be able to show them actual film, or they can watch on Pac-12 Network? See what
Yeah, I don't know that. You know, hopefully there's, you know, we had quite a few prospects here today, which is great, and some of the signees that are here, that's great. Hopefully recruits are watching it.
Overall, are you pleased with the progression of your guys learning the new system?
I would like to be more pleased. You know, and they're working at it. You know, but there's some guys who need to maybe spend a little more time with it.
Is that what it is? Maybe more the mental reps of it as opposed to the physical side of it?
Well, there's no doubt. It's both. I mean, it's both. We got to get stronger. You know, at the line of scrimmage, but it's a mentality that you want to play the game with, and it's a mentality that you got to keep pushing, and that's what our job is.
One or two more for Coach Hoke. Keys to get better this fall for your guys as you see it.
D-line school, linebacker school, defensive back school, and what they do. I mean, and you know, the change in the rules helps us a little bit, because now you can make things mandatory, but at the same time, we can't be out there all the time. But I think that part of it, them taking ownership and the pride of ownership and how they want to go about their business, you know, and believe me, they'll have things that we have, Jim has for them and all that kind of stuff. If we have a great job, do a great job in May, and in June, in July, we'll be a much better football team.
Any more?
All right, man. Thank you.